In the last video, we built the secure environment. Today, we build the brain. By the end of this video, you won't just have a script running on your laptop. You will have a live, responsive bot that connects to Telegram servers, processes user input, and sends messages back in milliseconds. We're going to learn the async update loop, the heartbeat of every modern bot, and we're going to write your first two handlers. If you've ever been confused by async, await, or context, we're going to clear that up right now. Let's turn the key and start the engine. Welcome to Level 1. Right now, we have a main.py file holding our token that currently does absolutely nothing. Our goal today is to establish the request-response cycle. You see, a bot is really just a server. It sits there, waiting. When a user messages it, it needs to receive the message, the update, decide what to do with it, the routing, execute the logic, the handler, and reply to the user, the response. We're going to implement this cycle using the Python Telegram bot library.
Since I went through that quickly, feel free to pause the video, try it yourself, and then continue when you're ready.
Open your main.py file. First, delete that test print statement we wrote in the last video. We know it works, we don't need to clutter our code. Now we need to import the heavy lifters. At the top, write from Telegram import update from telegram.ex import ApplicationBuilder, context types, and command handler. These are the tools we need to build the body of the bot. Now go to the bottom of your file. We need to create our entry point. The library we're using is purely asynchronous. That means it needs to run inside a special loop, but the application builder handles most of the heavy lifting for us. Write this: if name equals main, print starting bot, app equals applicationbuilder.token, token.build, app.run polling. Let's break that down. We're calling ApplicationBuilder and passing it that token variable we defined at the very top of our file in the last lesson. Then, and this is the magic part, we call .build. Finally, app.runPolling starts the heartbeat. It keeps asking Telegram, do I have messages? Do I have messages? It keeps your script running forever until you stop it. Before we write the logic, I need you to understand one specific word: async. In the old days, bots were synchronous. Imagine a waiter taking an order. He asks table 1 what they want. Then he stands there, waiting for the chef to cook it, acting helpless, serves it, and only then goes to table 2. That is slow. That is bad business. Async means the waiter takes the order, passes it to the kitchen, and immediately goes to table 2 while table 1 is cooking. In Python, whenever our bot has to wait for something, like sending a message over the internet, we use the keyword await. This tells Python, go do other work while this finishes. If you forget await, your bot will freeze, so watch for that keyword closely. Let's write our first function, a handler. A handler is just a Python function that runs when a specific event happens. Above the main block, define this function: async def start of update of type, update, comma, context of context type, default type. Things. Async def, essential, and it takes two arguments, update and context. The update is the envelope. It contains the message text, the user's name, the chat ID, everything about what just happened. The context is your toolbox. It helps you send replies or save data. Inside the function, let's reply to the user. Write await update.message.reply text. Hello, I am BurgerBite. Hungry? Look at that line. Await update.message.reply text. We are saying, hey Telegram, take this text and send it back to the chat where this update came from. Step 3. Wiring it up. The router. Go down to your app setup section right before run polling. Write this: app.addHandler, command handler, start. This is the router. We're telling the application, hey, if you see a message that starts with /start, run the start function we just wrote. This connection is critical. Without this line, your function is just dead code. Moment of truth. In your terminal, run python main.py. You should see starting bot and then silence. That's good. Silence means it's listening. Now, open Telegram. Go to your bot. Type /start. Boom! It's alive. You have successfully completed the full cycle. Telegram sent the command, your code caught it, routed it, and fired a reply back. If it didn't work, check your terminal for errors. Did you save the file? Did you use the right token? Cardin's Step 4, the echo handler, reading text. Commands are great, but users don't always use slashes. Sometimes they just talk. Let's make the bot repeat what we say, an echo bot. First, we need to import a new tool. Up top, add filters and message handler to your imports from telegram.ex. From telegram.ex, import filters message handler. Now, let's create a new function called echo. Async def echo update context.types.default.type. Await update.message.replytext.update.message.text. See that? We're reading the .text property directly from the envelope. We take what they gave us and we send it right back. Now we need to wire it up, but we can't use command handler because this isn't a command. We use message handler. Add this line to your main block. app.addHandler message handler filters.text and ~filters.command echo. Whoa, look at that logic. Filters.text means handle any text message, but /start is also text, right? Use your developer brain. If we just said all text, the bot might try to echo the start command too. So we use the bitwise logic and ~filters.command. This translates to, if it is text and it is not a command, then run echo. This ensures our /start command still works separately. Professional bots have strict filters so they don't get confused. Before we test the echo, let's look at two rookie mistakes I see constantly. Mistake number 1, forgetting await. If you write update.message.replytext hi without await, Python will give you a coroutine was never awaited warning and nothing will happen. If the bot is silent, check your awaits. Mistake number 2, handler hoarder. Telegram checks handlers from top to bottom. If you put a catch-all handler at the very top, it might eat up your commands. Always put your specific commands like /start first and your generic message handlers like echo last. Restart your bot. Control-C to stop, then Python main.py to run. Go to Telegram. Type, I want a double cheeseburger. It works. The bot is reading your input dynamically. Now type /start. See, the filters are working. It routed the command to the start function and the regular text to the echo function. Mini challenge, the help command. You've been watching me code. Now it's your turn. I want you to add a new command, /help. When the user types /help, the bot should reply, I can help you order food. Just type what you want. Pause the video right now. Create the function, add the handler, restart the bot. Go. Did you get it? Let's double check. Define the function async def help command update context await update.message.replytext I can help you order food. Just type what you want. Add the handler app.addHandler command handler help command. Restart. If yours looks like that, congratulations, you are officially a bot developer. Let's recap what we built. We built the generic application skeleton using the builder pattern. We learned that update is the envelope and context is the toolbox. We learned the importance of async await for speed, and we used filters to separate commands from regular text. But right now, our bot is kinda dumb. Users have to type everything. I want a burger. I want fries. It's messy. It's hard to use. Modern bots don't make you type. They give you buttons. In the next level, we're going to kill the keyboard. We're going to build a beautiful interactive menu system so users can order with a single tap. Make sure your main.py is saved, and I'll see you in level 2.